You know, a lot of times you'll see people posting the hashtag van life on Instagram or even on YouTube now, and you'll see pictures and videos of people enjoying national parks or seeing really exotic places, and that's cool. And that's one of the things that we like about having a Class B RV. But I also find it really beneficial that we can mooch dock when we're visiting friends and family.
We should probably explain what moochdocking is in case you're not familiar with the term.
Yeah, moochdocking is just a play on words. Boondocking is what people are used to when you're not hooked up to anything, you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're living off your self-contained vehicle. Moochdocking is when you can maybe park in a driveway like we are now at a family member's house, and generally people don't have water for you to hook up to, but they might. Although right now it's, what, early April, and what's the temperature out here?
It's about 30 degrees and there's 6 inches of snow. You know, not typical for April, but maybe so in Michigan sometimes.
That's life in northern Michigan sometimes. But anyway, so we wouldn't have water anyway. We're winterized right now, but we do have an electrical cord that we're hooked up to the house. So we had power overnight, so we were running our furnace, but in order not to burn too much propane, we also hooked up a small electric heater, and I thought we stayed toasty warm.
Yeah, it was great. It was actually, just like being at home, and you had your pajamas on, we had our sleeping bags and our blanket, and we were just fine. It was actually really awesome.
And one of the nice things too is, we're visiting Jesse's grandparents, and so we didn't want to kind of put them out and make extra laundry or any extra chores for them because they had house guests just for the weekend. So we took care of everything by living in our own room out in the driveway.
Yeah, it was great. When we have a lot of family here for the weekend, there's only one extra bedroom, and so it's easier for us to just sleep in the van, and we're self-contained. We have a little bit of privacy to ourselves, and we'll let the rest of the family members have the stuff in the house. We do go in and shower, obviously use the restroom in there, but for the most part, we're just living out here in our house, and it's great.
When you're mooch docking in the driveway of friends or family, you never know what you're going to find in terms of how level it is. One of the great things about Jesse's grandparents' house is their driveway is very level in the section we're parked in right now. We do carry leveling blocks to take care of that if we need to. But otherwise, all we have hooked up right now is an electric cord, so we had some power last night for the little electric heater that we use.
No matter what kind of RV, travel trailer, fifth wheel you have, you're going to have either a 30 amp or 50 amp plug that you have to connect to get power. Obviously, most people don't have a 30 amp or a 50 amp plug at their house. So when you're moochdocking, you're going to end up needing what they call a dog bone adapter, and it just takes your 30 amp plug to the 15 amp plug that you're going to find at most people's houses. You'll see I have a garbage bag wrapped around this. It's just because I wasn't sure what the weather was going to do last night, if we were going to get more snow or what might happen with it, because it's Michigan and you just never know. So I try to keep everything wrapped up just so you have the connections covered and you don't have to worry about moisture as much. No matter where we plug in, I always use a surge protector because you never know what the circuit's going to be like, whether it's somebody's house or a campground or anything else, and I want that protection along the line headed to the RV. This isn't a real fancy one, but it gets the job done. There's some that are a lot more advanced that'll actually sort of test the power before it goes to your RV, and you might want to consider that, but I at least recommend you use a basic surge protector wherever you're going to be plugged in at. And one of the things to keep in mind also is that even though I have a 30 amp cord plugged in, I'm only hitting a 15 amp circuit. So our max is 15 amps. It's enough to keep my batteries charged. It's enough to run a small electric heater, some of the lights, but I wouldn't use our microwave, can't use your air conditioner, that sort of thing, because you'll overload the circuit and you'll either damage what's in your van or your RV, or you'll end up blowing circuits in the house that you're moochdocking on, which is a sure way to not get you invited back.
One thing about moochdocking is it's sort of nice to be able to give back while you're staying at a friend's or family's house. In our case, it meant shoveling the deck in April because they got about 6 inches of snow over the last few days, and well, we decided we should probably help them dig out of it. So Ari's doing a nice job.
We've said before that, for van life, a lot of times it's about being in cool places. But for just the weekend, a cool place for us just means getting out of our city life and going to the country life. And because my grandparents live out in the country, it's really nice to be able to pull into their driveway, and yet we have nature right here in the backyard. You might hear a woodpecker and some birds. Last night we had deer in the backyard. We have a creek running through. And so it's just really nice for us to get away, relax, wind down for the weekend, and still enjoy all of the awesome places that Mother Nature can afford us. A cool, fun location doesn't have to be the Grand Canyon or the Tetons. Sometimes it's just change of scenery. For us, it's getting out of the city and getting out into the country. So wherever you choose to be, make the most of it and keep on trekking. Oh, I think you were in focus. Actually. One of the benefits